This is a 10-minute routine you can do from home. All of the exercises you're going to be doing are going to be from a standing position. So if you have issues getting on the ground, you have issues with your knees, this is going to be ideal for you. I'm going to run through each exercise for about 10 repetitions. And if you want to do longer than 10 minutes, you'll just repeat this for 1, 2, or 3 rounds. So for 1 round, it's about 10 minutes, 2 rounds, 20 minutes, 3 rounds, 30 minutes. So we're going to start with the wrists, and we're going to go for wrist flexion and extensions for 10 repetitions here. And what we're focusing on is really spreading the fingers as we're opening up the hands, and then really focus on flexing and extending. So we'll go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now we can try this with the hands out in front. So again, we're going into wrist flexion and extension. We want to keep the shoulders down away from the ears on this one the whole time. And again, we'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to go for some shoulder mobility. So from here, we're reaching all the way up and big circles. And you're going to go for 10 repetitions, making the circles as big as possible. And if you have any pain going overhead, you can just bring your hands out to the side instead as an easier alternative. Also, if you do have any shoulder issues, in general, anything overhead is potentially going to be a problem. So you want to just keep the rule of actually keeping your shoulders or your hands below your shoulders, okay? So we'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, if we want to do the shoulders, if that's available, we'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to go for shoulder extension, so hands behind the back, and you're just going to go for 10 of these. This is a pretty challenging exercise, in particular if you're tight through the chest, which most people are from sitting all day. And you're just going to try and drive the hands behind your back for 10 repetitions. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. From there, we're going to go into some single leg balance work. So you're balancing on one foot. You can have a wall beside you just so this feels very, very safe for you. And this is going to give you much more awareness around your feet. I recommend doing this barefoot as well because you're going to feel much more connected to the ground. And what you're going to focus on is balancing on your right foot. Your left leg, you can have your toe just barely touching the ground. Again, using the wall or something to support yourself so you feel safe. And then ideally, you're going to just balance on that leg. Okay, so holding onto the wall if needed, touching the toe if needed, and then we're going to try and just balance for 10 to 15 seconds here on the leg. Again, if you feel you lose your balance, again, the wall is always there. And roughly 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switching sides. So now same thing, if you do want to try it without the wall this time, you're going to go up onto your tiptoe on the support leg, and then from here you're going to try and balance for the 15 seconds. Now you might find you balance for 3 or 4 seconds, you need to touch down. That's totally fine, but over time, over the weeks, over the sessions, you're going to find that you can do maybe 3 to 5 seconds today, then you can do 8 to 10 seconds, then all of a sudden 15 seconds feels very easy, okay? So your body adapts to the stimulus that you give it, and over time it improves. So we're going to do that again. Now we're going to make it a little bit trickier. You're going to want to have the wall here this time. Again, we're balancing on one leg, but this time we're going to do it with our eyes closed. This is going to show you the impact that your vision has on your balance. So again, using your hand from the wall if needed, using your toe on the support leg if needed, and then you're just going to try and balance for anywhere from 5 to 15 seconds. So we'll do that for 3, 2, 1. Other side, again, holding onto something if you need to use the support toe to keep yourself balanced. And then from here, I am going to count down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we're going to go into 4 exercises. We're going to go into donkey kicks, knee raise, tib raise, and FHL calf raise. And this is basically the strength component. We did the warm-up, we did the balance work, now we're going through the strength work. So the first exercise we're going to do is a donkey kick. From here, hands are on the wall, and you're going to think about bringing your hip back. So you're going to think about driving your heel back away from the wall, and you can play around with driving your leg right back. You can play with driving your leg out to the side, and then out at about a 45-degree angle. So ideally, you're going to play around with going directly backwards, out to the side, and then 45. And then once you find the 45-degree angle, we're going to work on that. And you should be feeling this on the glute. You mightn't feel it initially. Sometimes the mind-muscle connection takes a few sessions to get used to it. But we're going to go for 10 repetitions here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, it's always good to feel the glute just so you can feel what's actually activating, and 1, holding for 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to switch to the other side. Okay, so donkey kick now on the other side. Again, you can play around with just driving straight out from the wall, so directly behind you, drive out to the left, and then you're going to find that 45-degree angle, and from here we want to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One thing we want to be careful of when we're doing the donkey kick is that we're not overextending our lower back. So we're not trying to kick much higher than we're able to. You want to stay up nice and tall, keep your abs tight, and then drive the hip back. Okay? So again, for that, we're going to go for 5 to 10 repetitions each side. From there, we're going to go into the knee raise. The knee raise is great because the donkey kick works the back of the hip. The knee raise is going to work the front of the hip. So from here, supporting yourself with the wall, and basically you're just lifting your knee nice and high. And you're going to go for 5 to 10 repetitions here. What you're thinking of is the supporting leg. The knee is locked out, and you're squeezing that glute, or thinking about squeezing that glute. Again, over time, that awareness of the muscles activating will start to hit home, and you will start to actually feel what you're meant to be feeling. If you don't feel it today or the first few sessions, that's totally normal, okay? But you're going to be listening to this cue every time you're doing it, okay? So we're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And on the other side, we're going to go for 10 repetitions just because I was talking for the first 5 of the last one. So 2, 3, keeping that support leg glute squeezed. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Okay, so from here we're going to go into the tibialis raise. So your bum, your back, your head is beside the wall. You're going to take 1 foot distance out from the wall, so roughly 1 foot distance out from the wall. And then from here you're going to lock out your knees, and you're going to focus on driving your toes up towards your shins. Now this drill, it's probably a good idea to wear shoes for this one if you're new to it, because it can feel a bit uncomfortable with bare feet. And we're going to go for anywhere from 10 to 20 repetitions here. This works the tibialis, so the muscle beside the shins. And we're going to go for another 7 repetitions. So 4, 5, 6, keeping those knees locked out, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then the last exercise from the session is the FHL calf raise. So from here, you're going to put your hands on the wall. You're going to take a few steps out, and your heels don't have to be on the ground. But from here, we're going to tuck your tailbone under, and we're going to focus on lifting our heels up and lowering them back down. And we're going to go for 10 to 20 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there you have it. That is your routine. Now, one round takes about 10 minutes. If you want to do an extra round, you can, and also you can use parts of it. So the first part with the wrists and the shoulders, the second part with the balance, and the third part with the 4 exercises back to back. So there's no, like, doing anything is better than doing nothing, and all of this stuff adds up and compounds over time. So just focus on what you can do. If for whatever reason one of these movements don't work, or they don't feel comfortable, or there's pain, just let me know and we can adjust this as well, okay?